What up, y'all? Back again. Today, I wanted to talk to you about 8 signs that when the narcissist realizes that you know that they are a narcissist, that you have found them out. They know now that you know what will happen. Okay, so the first thing will be like denial or deflection. They a lot of times, and this happened to me because I didn't know any better when I woke up to this. So I went to the narcissist and told them what they were, and that they had a personality disorder, and I thought you could help them, or that you don't, when you don't know that much about it, as far as in the beginning, you kind of feel like you can help. Well, you either want to help the individual or you want to leave the individual. I would say those are probably the two things that kind of hit you first, and both of them hit you at the same time. But a lot of times they'll call you the narcissist when you approach them and tell them what they are, or what they've been doing. It just depends on how you respond to it, as far as how you take it, because sometimes you take it as you've been doing this all along to me and you've known better, or that you've been doing this to me and all along and you didn't know what you were doing, because you don't have the ability to assess the situation like I can, like an average normal individual can. So it just depends on how you take it, because you're gonna both of those are gonna hit you, but a lot of times it hits you that it's kind of weird. I think that it hit me first with wanting to help them, and then secondly, then I got kind of angry about it, because then I realized that as I learned a little more, just over several weeks, that it was something that they pretty much do know. But I don't suggest that you let the narcissist know when you have found them out. And there's several reasons for that, but number 2 would be flying monkeys. That they'll get the flying monkeys involved, and that comes from the Wizard of Oz with the Wicked Witch, because the narcissist is the Wicked Witch, male or female. So they're going to use flying monkeys. But what I'm going to throw in here as well is the smear campaign. So a lot of times they will get their flying monkeys or their cohorts involved, and they will give half-truths, and they will give misinterpretations of you, lies and blame shifts and things, and they'll convince that their friends, and they probably have done this a long time ago, put a lot of hints out of this, to where all they had to do is push the button and the smear campaign will start. But they'll get everybody they know that in a smear campaign. They'll all believe that you've been abusive in some way, whether it be verbal, or neglectful, or whatever. They'll just make something up. Let's see, number 3 is hostility and anger. So if they can't get you convinced that you're wrong or whatever, they're going to and a lot of times this will come first as well, because when you do come to them and call them that, they will get angry right away and pop off, and that's usually when you will be called the narcissist. They may ask you, have you ever done whatever it is, some of the main things that would make you believe they're a narcissist. They may ask you if you had done that before, and then be like, so you're a narcissist too, or like whatever it is. They're going to get very angry with you, and they're going to get to a point in a place where they want to remain in control. So that's always their number one point. They may try next would be manipulation of emotions, manipulation. So in the case of emotional manipulation, maybe like, well, something happened to me in when I was a child. And so they'll go into some detail of that. It may, the detail of whatever they tell you may or may not be true. But at the end of the day, it's just a play on your emotions because they know what they're doing and they're not trying to fix it. There's no, they don't work on themselves. So regardless of what happened to you in childhood, that's one thing, but to refuse to do anything about it, because now it is your problem. It doesn't matter what somebody did to you. At some point you have to take responsibility. So next they will try to triangulate you with other people. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be maybe even they could leave you real quick and show up with a new love partner and triangulate you with the new love partner. You could meet this person or you could just be triangulated without meeting them. But they're going to get you sidetracked, maybe to try to keep you when you're back. Like if it's a new love partner that they're throwing into the mix, or a potential love partner, then they may convince you that as a threat that I have this person and I've been thinking about this person for a while or whatever, so then they may be able to get you back into line that way, so they don't lose that fuel. A lot of times they will do this. They will discard and disappear or disengage. I don't know for how long. I mean, they'll come back typically, but it just depends, because if you start smearing them or talking about them in a lot of ways and it gets out, then they may never come back. But typically they'll come back unless you decide that you don't want to see them, because usually you're the one that has to end a relationship with the narcissist, or else they'll continue to come back over and over again. But they usually will discard and disappear, because sometimes they'll do it when in the beginning, like when they start, if they can catch on that you're waking up, and they'll break up with you right away, so that they, first of all, so they're not in that abandonment phase or get an injury to that extent. So they'll discard you and give you some time and then come back and see if maybe you'll have fallen back asleep, or if they can get you back under that spell. Next is redemption and return. So they may leave, okay, like that, when they do that discard, but then when they'll return and say, like they've been redeemed, So either a lot of things that you told them that you had problems with in the past, they'll have fixed them. Anything where they don't want to compromise, they'll be willing to compromise. They may have been to church and found the Lord, or did counseling and went inside and fixed themselves, or people that were bad influences, like their father or mother that they've been listening to that's a narcissist over them. They may have said they quit talking to them. And so these things happen to me, and this will be pretty good. And this will last a little while, but eventually they're going to need negative supply. They're also going to be bored of you, and they're just toxic. So they're going to have to start taking that mask off again. The next one is gaslighting. Sometimes they will gaslight you as far as getting you to recheck, check yourself, and to be like, your thinking or your thoughts about how you came to this conclusion are wrong. And they can be very convincing, especially when you've been depleted and you've been with them for a long time. You've been gaslit several times before. It's just going to be, give me a thumbs up and a subscription if you guys are there on, please. But they're going to gaslight you into, putting you back to sleep as well. They're going to make, get you to think that you misunderstood like what was going on in the topic of discussion. And they have a way of doing that until you get out of that spell completely and heal from that rumination and that toxic relationship, you know, the only way to do it really is to be really far away or to somehow disconnect from them. Uh, but that's all. I think that that if you can, the best thing to do in a situation when you find out who they are and what they've been doing to you is to get educated on it in the background, and to leave just as peacefully as possible. And if you have any kind of like financial or, you know, situations like that, to try to get your ducks in a row, so to speak, before you leave the narcissist. Because I mean, we're fair individuals, so I'm not saying to do anything that would give you more than them if it was financial, but just so you get your equal, you know, because narcissists are never equal, and they always want to see you destroyed when you leave them. So if they can't have you, nobody can. But that's all. That's the 8 signs that the narcissist knows that you know, and this is what will happen. Give me a like, subscription, a thumbs up. I love y'all. Stand tall, soldier. Peace out. Love y'all. Peace.